In this video, we're going to learn how to solve problems involving capacitance of a capacitor in your physics. So we are going to experiment with 11 repeated questions for this topic. Let's get started. The first question over here says, the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is 20 microfarad in air and 60 microfarad in the presence of a dielectric. What is the dielectric constant? Alright, so guys, now note that when it comes to solving problems involving dielectric constant, basically all you need is to divide this microfarad in the presence of a dielectric with that of the microfarad in air. So in the presence of the electric, we have the microfarad to be 60 over 20, and that will give us what? 3. So the right option in this question is option A. It's as simple as this. Now the electric constant basically does not have a unit. Okay, so that's it for this question. Let's wipe this now and solve the next repeated question. Okay, so the next repeated question will be this one. It says capacitors are used in the induction coil to prevent electric sparks, dissipate energy, control circuits, prevent distortion of electric field. So the right option in this question is option A, which is to prevent electric sparks. Okay, next repeated question will be this one. It says the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor when in air is 3 microfarad and in the presence of the electric material 6 microfarad. The dielectric constant is, so the same formula. The microfarad of the electric material is 6. The microfarad in air is 3. So when you divide, you're going to have 2. So the right option to this question is what? Option D. Alright, so that's it for this question. The next repeated question will be this question. It says the capacitance of the capacitor is dependent on which of the above. We have the area of the plate, the distance separating the plate, the permittivity of dielectric, we have the mass of the plate. So the right option in this question will be the one that includes I, and I. So right option is option A. Okay, this IV is exceptional, so it does not depend on the mass of the plate. Okay, so that's it for this question. The next repeated question will be this one. It says a 5-volt battery is connected across the plates of a 2 microfarad on-chain parallel plate capacitor. The charge on the capacitor after a long time is, so for this particular question, all you need is to employ the formula to calculate this. So the conventional formula you can use is to apply capacitance of the capacitor equals the charge over the voltage. So in the question, we have the capacitor to be 2 microfarad, that's 2 equals, we are looking for the charge, let's call it X, over the voltage is 5. So it's as simple as this. When you cross multiply, you're going to have 2 times 5, that's 10 micro charge. Okay, that's this option A. Alright, so let's wipe this now, solve the next repeated question. So the next repeated question will be this one. It says the purpose of a dielectric material in a parallel plate capacitor is to increase its capacitance, increase the magnetic field between the plates, insulate the plates from each other, decrease its capacitance. So the right option in this question is to increase its capacitance, which is option A. Okay, the next repeated question will be this one. It says capacitors are used in the induction coil to prevent distortion of electric field, control circuits, prevent electric sparks, dissipate energy. So the right option in this question is option C, which is to prevent electric sparks. Alright, the next repeated question will be this one. It says the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is 20 microfarad in air and 60 microfarad in the presence of a dielectric. What is the dielectric constant? I think we have solved this question before, so it's still the same formula to apply. The microfarad in the presence of the dielectric, which is 60, over the microfarad in air, which is 20. So when you divide, you're going to have 3. So the right option to the question is option C. That's the dielectric constant. Okay, so the next repeated question will be this one. It says, what charge is stored in a 0.1 farad capacitor when a 10-volt supply is connected across it? Okay, so remember the conventional formula, we have it to be C equals charge over voltage. This is V. Okay, so we're going to have the capacitor here is 0.1 equal, we are looking for the charge, call it X over the voltage is 10. So when you cross multiply, we're going to have basically 10 times 0.1 will give you 1. Okay, let's verify. So that's it. The right option in this question is option B, which is 1 charge. Okay, so let's wipe this now and solve the next repeated question. Okay, so the next repeated question will be this one. It says, when a piece of rectangular glass block is inserted between two parallel plate capacitors at constant plate area and distance of separation, the capacitance of the capacitor will decrease, then increase, remain constant, increase. So the right option in this question is option D, which is it will increase. The last repeated question we're going to attempt to be this one. It says the plate of a 0.5 microfarad unchanged capacitor are connected to a 10-volt battery. The charge on the capacitor after a long time is, so still make use of the formula, capacitor equals charge over voltage. So here the capacitor to be 0.5 microfarad equals, we are looking for the charge, let's call it X over the voltage is 10. So when you cross multiply, we're going to have 10 times 0.5, which will basically give you 5. Okay, so the right option to this question is option B, which is 5 microcharge. Okay, so that's it for this question. Let's call it a video, guys. We experimented with 11 repeated questions under capacitance of the capacitor for physics. Hope you learned something interesting in the video. If you are new to the channel, ensure that you are subscribed to this channel for more of our videos. Also like, share and comment on this video to tell me how you feel from what you have learned from this video. If you seem to have any specific question to ask regarding what I have talked about in the video, feel free to leave your question in the comment section below, and I will be sure to give you a response. Also, ensure that you're part of the channel membership by clicking the join button, where you'll be receiving special information that will help to simplify your academic work. Alright, so having known that, click on the end screen above and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.